Go Ford for your next truck or SUV and find an easier way to buy with Woodhouse Ford today, and experience the convenience of buying with Woodhouse Ford. Save up to $13,000 off MSRP on a 2023 Ford F-150 XLT, plus 3.9% APR for 60 months with approved credit. $299 doc fee due at signing. Security deposit waived. Expires 1/02/2024.
My name is Terry Lynch. I'm with Oregon Ufology. I found myself searching for a passageway one day. And that passageway leads right across the complete section of the Cascades, which I'm sitting in front of at the moment. On top of Lime Peak. I want to make sure that everybody sees the type of things that we find in the process of research for ufology. I have located a couple that's sitting here on the top of Lime Peak. She's facing south. He's facing north.
The Middle, Cascadia Guides, a Let's production, in conjunction with Alien Strand Films.
Terrestrials created humans long ago and came to Earth a long time before humans roamed the Earth. And some ETs even settled on Earth long before man did too. And some even went down to live under Earth, inside Earth.
So what is alien? Alien is anything we don't understand yet. This may be a natural phenomenon, and what we're experiencing are kind of repercussions of that. We don't exactly know.
Right, so that's sort of like when they say an unidentified flying object.
It is unidentified.
That doesn't mean it's from another world, it just means it's unidentified.
So the military calls them UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomena, and that
What's up, guys? This is Mike Beavers from The Theory, and you are listening to Alien Strand Podcast, the dopest UFO alien podcast out there. And if you want to find out about me, just go on YouTube and search UFOs over UFO or The Theory with Mike Beavers. Stay tuned, guys.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Alien Strand Podcast. I'm your host, Don Ledesma, and welcome to today's show. We're having some kind of a little bit of a holiday special here going on for Alien Strand, because we're throwing out some pre-recorded audio that was actually recorded a day or two on video. So, and the only reason we're doing this is because we want you guys to experience and listen to what these folks have to say, on their UFO experiences, right? And that's what Alien Strand is all about. It's about to give you the information that you need to learn a little bit and just to make a decision for yourself, if this is real, this is not real. That's what Alien Strand is about. Now, you can catch us on 24, 25, maybe 26 platforms, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Deezer, Podcasts. We're on Google Podcasts. We're on Alexa. We're all over the place. So if you ask Alexa to play your Alien Strand podcast, hey, she will. And, we have now we're going on number 82. And I'm going to have a special guest. Her name is Cindy Grigsby, right? And she's out of Portageville, Missouri. And, it's like a farmland area. It's a little flat. It's not mountainous or anything like that. But, she was able to catch a lot of UFO activity throughout the years that she's been there. Farm girl out there. She's been lived it out there most of her life, I believe. And she was posting a lot on Alien Strand, and I've been in contact with Cindy for about 4 years now. And, I just thought it was interesting for her to get on our show, and especially on our live YouTube. So if you guys can go to our YouTube, type in Alien Strand, you'll see our little logo there. Please like, subscribe, and we're going to be throwing out a lot more live podcasts. So if you go to the live section on the videos, you'll be able to click there and you can see all the newest live podcasts that we've had with my past guests. Speaking of past guests, I had number 79, where they're called They Are Here, with Mr. Anibal Quiñones Caballero. We talk about, alien abductions, things like that, what people go through, scoop marks, everything that's you need. And we show a lot of footage there on the actual video podcast or on YouTube. So go check that out, And then we had, I did number 81 with Mr. Terry Lynch. And it was called UFOs in Depth. And me and him are going to be doing this possibly once a week or so. It's just going to be short segments. This one was long because we wanted to introduce to you what we're trying to do. And what we're doing is we're dissecting the way these craft fly in the sky. So, and we're using a lot of quantum physics, a lot of science behind everything that how possibly the propulsion might work on some of these craft. Not all, some. Okay, so if you go to that one, we have number 81 there on YouTube and on here as well. I threw it out as an audio podcast. Now, today we call it SKYWARD, right? Because, she was always interested in, looking at just nature as it is, She was like, I like taking photos of plants in the sky and, everything, even take video, standard phone, cell phone. She was doing this. And then all of a sudden, she started catching, things as she was starting to slow the footage down. So she would see little specks thinking it was an insect. But then when we started looking up closer, these things were not insects. They were actual crafts in the sky. And then she started catching them late at night. These are like in front of her driveway. So if you can listen to this podcast, I am going to throw the audio out from the video podcast today, so you guys can at least get some information while you're driving. You don't have to be sitting there looking at your phone. You can actually listen to it. And if you want to go back and watch our video presentation of what she's caught, as far as her photos and her videos, everything is on that podcast on the YouTube page. We were on Twitch as well, and we had a live Facebook. So when we go live, we're live on 3 platforms. We're live on YouTube, we're live on Facebook, we're live on Twitch. So if you can, go to our Facebook page there. We're like a giant newsstand. Everything that comes in, we throw out there. Now remember, everything that we throw out there, it's for you to decide. We're not here to make you believe. It's for you to decide. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and throw out her audio right now so you guys can listen to it and just see what we were talking about. Maybe you can kind of imagine and as you're driving or as you're sitting there listening on the things that she's seen. And she is a beautiful person, very humble, and I hope you enjoy this podcast. There she is.
Good evening.
How are you?
Doing okay, thank you. How are y'all?
Good. I'm glad you're able to catch up with us today. I wanted people to know, about you and about your area and the things that you're catching out there in where you live up there in Missouri. So, am I pronouncing that right? Your town? How do you pronounce that?
It's Portageville, Missouri.
Portageville, Missouri. Okay, I thought so. Okay, so all right. So tell us about yourself. What you do out there. Just kind of give us people a rundown who you are.
I stay home. I take care of my home, my husband, my animals. I was born in Hayti, Missouri, but my dad was in the service, in the Air Force. And he went from there to CGB. They're from St. Louis. And we've been, throughout my years here and there. And I was took up north in Illinois from that point, so I didn't live down here until the last 20 plus years. So, let's see, that's about it. And I'm a grandma.
Nice. So tell us about what interests you in the world of ufology.
To be honest with you, hon, I don't know anything. What I used to do when we first met and when I first got a hold of you was because I love nature. I love the fact that what we have is a blessing, and clouds and the sun and the sunset was just what I was at that point in time. My family was changing. My parents, were going through life. So I would go outside and take pictures of the clouds. And well, needless to say, at one point I was viewing videos and pictures and I spotted things that wasn't an issue with my phone camera, and that's when I found you.
Yeah, I remember. I remember. Yeah, you started sending me pictures, and then we're trying to figure out what they were, and then I started seeing the electronic magnetic fields on those pictures. Because cell phones are kind of hard, but at least the only good thing I can tell you about that is that you can actually see the EMFs, the electronic magnetic fields that come off of those. The images, the little specks, or what looks like an insect or looks like a bird is actually a craft in the sky. So, and it's just one of those things that people don't understand. They always like, it's a bird, or that's, whatever. But I have a couple of photos that I'm not going to put them on here today, but it's one of a craft. And it's got 10 frames. So within each second, 0.1 second of a second, there's a craft going by, and you could see it, but you have to stop it so many times. That's how fast these things are. But you could see the craft clear as day. So when you're shooting your images, that's what you're catching, because your phone's shutter speed is fast on cell phones. So you're able to pick it up a lot better. Now, when you first saw your first one, I mean, were you trying to figure out exactly what it was, or?
What it was I had to change my phone because it was filling up with all the videos and pictures, and I don't know how to do all that stuff. So I took it back and got me a new one. Well, when that occurred, I got asked how many videos did I want to delete, blah, blah, blah. So things that I kept, I came home and I started going through them, scrolling, learning how to slow down the videos and checking stuff out. And that's when I started seeing things in the pictures that I did not physically see when I was taking the picture. I got a lot of those. Only here recently, the stuff that I sent you is something that I truly saw and that caught my attention. But a lot of them is just... it's like a question. It's like, oh, no, you're flat. Wait a minute. You're flashing way too much, and then I go to videoing. Right. Yep. And there are a lot around here.
Yes, there is. And that's what I was going to bring to your attention, to the folks out there that are watching right now. This is the area. I don't know if you can see this on your phone, but this is the hotspot areas of UFOs in that certain part of the region of the United States. So you see where you're at. It's pretty close. And a lot of people in that area are catching a lot of crafts in the sky. From I think all the way from 1973, I believe that they were catching these crafts. It's crazy that a lot of people don't know this information, but there's information websites out there. This one's called eSiri. They actually take the information and they break it down to where people are actually catching, they document everything. And that's what we always talk about. We even talk about it in our documentary, The Middle, to document everything. That way they can put things on a map like this, and we're able to pinpoint things, and talk about it. So, that you have the famous Piedmont in Clearwater Lake, right there. There, they've been catching over 500 craft since 1973. And it's just, that place is a hotspot. It's a hotspot. So you got to take into consideration all these people that these areas are super, super hot as far as like UFO activity. Now, let's talk about your a couple of the crafts that you've caught in the sky. I don't know if you can see this.
Oh, I can see them.
You have, these are ones that I liked very, very, very much. So there's one here on the left, one in the middle that looks like you can actually see the saucer shape of it in a sense, and then the one on the right almost looks like a Tic Tac. So now, were these visible to you when you took these photos, or these are the catches?
Yep. I have videos for all three of these, and they caught my eye as in regard to, wow, that plane is flying awfully slow and it's doing this and doing that. And then I started going through that video and zooming up and slowing it down. And I was just like, what in the world is this? This isn't a plane. I'm sorry, peeps. And when things are below the telephone lines, I will stand and argue.
Wow. But there's a video that I just saw. It was a guy in, I think it was in West Plains, Missouri. So he's catching a craft, and it looks exactly like the one that you're seeing here on the left, on the top left, the left photo. It looks exactly like this.
Really?
But, he caught it in, let me see what the date was. That was November 3rd, 2022 when he got that video. And it looks just like that craft right there. So I was going through a lot of footage of people in that area, and there is a bunch out there.
Really?
In Missouri, yes, that people are catching these crafts. There's one, let me see. She caught a Tic Tac on 8/21, I guess August of 2021, and it was slowly hovering. So, there's just a lot of information, and it's a big old hotspot out there. Of course, let's talk about a little bit about the geography out there. I'm going to bring this up right now. This is going to be your area.
Oh, looky there.
So that's pretty much your area from the top area view of the satellite view. You can see it's farmland, completely farmland, and you got the Mississippi River there on the right side. Yep. So I'm zooming back out so that way you can see the terrain on how it is. It's just the geography out there. A lot of people, we talked about the middle and how mountains and everything like that. So maybe, just maybe, you're in some kind of zone or where they fly over. There's probably something there. I'm thinking that why you have so many crafts in that area that you're catching there. So, I mean, when you saw these, were you just like driving or anything like that? Or
no,
how did you?
Most of them were right out my front door.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. So here's.
Okay.
Here's some.
Those right there.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. These are your nighttime photos. They're separate. They're all at different separate times. So, but when you're catching these, are you like seeing them physically, or what makes you kind of just go outside and look?
To be honest with you, I just get a feeling. It's just like, hey, step outside and just see what's up. So I'll grab my coat and I'll put my hood on and I'll go outside and look around, and then I get ready to come back in and my eye will catch and I focus on it, and then I get my phone and I start zooming in and videoing.
Nice. Yeah. We talk about that in our documentary, how people, they just have this feeling like you just said right now, you just talked about, you just go outside and then all of a sudden they're there, and they're able to catch a lot of these strange anomalies in the sky. And, you can pretty much tell by just looking at these photos, that there's an actual electronic magnetic field around each and every one of these. So,
Wow.
So we know that it's whatever it is has a lot of energy inside of these crafts. So, and that's what's bringing it to your attention, right? Here's some other ones that you caught at night. So, do you remember doing these here?
I don't remember. I did not see these first two until I went through the video and was scrolling through it when I slowed the video down, because I can do that on my phone. Right. And I was seeing all kinds of things. It's like, I've got them where they skip and you go from 1 to like 5, and it's like, oh, gravy. So yes. And then this last one, that's down at the end of our street where I was just at earlier to get all hooked up and get my help from my neighbor.
Right.
Okay. 3 houses from me facing the east. My neighbor has a 6-foot tall white fence. You cannot literally see through it. So what you're seeing on top of the fence and off to the right is on my side of the ball field and the road and everything that's on past that. That's in his yard, in my neighbor's yard. And I've got a lot of activity in that specific area.
Of his house? That's in his yard?
Yes, sir. Of that, I could walk down there and walk you down there right now. It's there's always something down there. Always.
Wow.
Yeah.
So are you? So the one that we're seeing here on the right by the fence, the 3 dots there. So you physically you can see this.
Not when I'm taking my picture. I'm usually taking my picture of the activity that's going up above, where everybody says, those are wires, that can't be nothing, whatever.
Right.
And when I go through my video, and then this has been going on down at my neighbor's area for quite some time. But I always got thrown off saying, it's just me. I don't, whatever. But no, there's clear evidence that there's a lot going on. A lot.
So I've there's a guy on Facebook. I forgot. I need to grab his name, but he actually has he has an aerial view of his GPS of the satellite that I just showed you, just like this. And there's a craft at daytime, in the afternoon, actually, getting ready to abduct him. I don't know if you've seen that, but he claims to be abducted over and over and over. And then he actually found one on Google Maps where it shows that craft over his house. So, and I need to grab that. I need to find that guy, because, he's been getting abducted for many years. And the only reason I bring that up is because they start seeing these lights, at first, and then all of a sudden you start seeing these dots like you saw there, or that came up on photos or videos. Shauna Gilmer, she gets that a lot, the dots all over the place. The little entities, I guess. Maybe these things are walking around and we just can't see them. You know what I mean? So it's a possibility, that these things are happening. So. I'm going to bring up a video right now, one of your videos that you took. So let's go over this one. Maybe you can kind of walk us through what's going on here. Okay.
The best I can, hon.
The best you can.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. This is at Mounds Cemetery. They're in New Madrid. Right. And I am parked basically in the center of the cemetery, facing south from that point. To the left of me is the interstate and a high school of New Madrid County. And to the right of me is leading back into the other smaller towns leading into Marston, and then on into Portageville. So I'm sitting there waiting for my granddaughter, and I looked up and I saw these lights, and I realized pretty much instantly that what I was getting to see wasn't farmers, wasn't the interstate. And yes, the interstate is right there to the left, but I'm nowheres viewing or videoing anywhere near that area. And the last video of this situation took me by surprise because the one that was flying never went up. It literally went to the ground, and when it did, all the other lights stopped. And when I turned around and looked to the north from my truck window, because I rolled it down, there was another one that was literally flying, and then it hovered, and it was like watching me, watching them. And that's when I kind of swallowed it, and I was like, okay, something's up, you know. And then what happened 2 nights ago, boy, howdy.
Wow.
I sent you that one.
Yeah, you did. So right now we have Geronimo, Terry Lynch, and Christopher. They all say hello. They're watching us right now, and you know it's your footage is just unbelievable. I mean, you can see just by the 2 lights right here. So at what you're looking at here, at these 2 dots, the lights. Now, is that open field right there? Is that just open field?
Sir.
Nothing out there?
Sir. Yes, sir. It's an open field. Right. There's nothing there other than some form of old trees, but I don't know the story of it. Right. You know, so that's just like in Howardville, right down the road to the right of that video. There's supposedly a old school that's just windows broken and everything, but supposedly they've had years of comments of things occurring there.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that's incredible, you know, what you have there. Now, we're going to see another video that you have. So you can maybe walk us through this one as well. Let's see. Let's check this out. I believe this one's in a cemetery.
Okay, this is what I was just saying when I was rolled down my window and I looked to the north. And that's what was coming from over at New Madrid towards me, because I had been videoing what was in front of me going on. And that's when I kind of swallowed my breath and I was like, okay, you know, what's up? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you could just see it it's bouncing all over the place, you know.
Yes, sir.
And you're kind of zooming in and zooming out.
You can see the cemetery, but there's a big mound right past that area. And that is the Indian mound. Yes, sir. And it is illegal to go anywhere near that area.
So what is that? What is that Indian mound? Can
it is a graveyard.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
For natives?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, all right. Well, that's pretty good right there. I like that footage that you got there, you know. And I know these things catch you by surprise at times, you know.
Yeah.
And everybody that's here go ahead.
The only one that didn't was the one that happened 2 nights ago. When I went and I was coming back from Marston on the old highway, that big red thing was crossing the interstate, and then it just literally followed straight to Portageville, and I went over the railroad tracks, and that's where I pulled into that gravel road, and I commented that there was a police officer parked to the left of me, but he was facing south, and I was facing back north, and this thing
it caught you off guard.
that one made sure that I wasn't just pretending or thinking. I was seeing and feeling there was something that wasn't supposed to be there.
Now, when you say you were feeling, were you getting feeling like nervous, energy, or just kind of?
More of an energy, kind of like get out of your level of whatever, and realize that this isn't just a UFO as an unidentifiable. I could literally view it. It was in my view for me to see. I believe that 100%. Absolutely.
So they know you're there. and they make sure that you're watching and filming. And it's kind of weird because a lot of people go through this as well. Once they start seeing them, they'll start seeing them more and more and more. So let's go ahead and watch this last one that you sent to me. I believe let's check this one out.
Okay.
Go Ford for your next truck or SUV and find an easier way to buy with Woodhouse Ford today and experience the convenience of buying with Woodhouse Ford. Save up to $13,000 off MSRP on a 2023 Ford F-150 XLT plus 3.9% APR for 60 months with approved credit. $299 doc fee due at signing. Security deposit waived. Expires 1/02/2024.
All aboard for your chance to win $1,000 every week until December 28th. That's right, $1,000 cash just in time for the holidays. To hop on board, just head to ChurchillMortgage.com and punch your ticket to the Churchill Express giveaway. Visit ChurchillMortgage.com for your chance to win big.
This is a paid advertisement. NMLS ID 1591. NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Equal Housing Lender. 1749 Mallory Lane, Suite 100, Brentwood, Tennessee 37027.
With Starbucks Holiday Blend for Nespresso Virtuo, now exclusively at Target, there are even more ways to share the joy. Savor every smooth and festive sip all holiday season with friends and family at home to fill every indulgent day with cheer.
See that one?
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's here at the house. That's me standing in the driveway facing northeast.
And you're seeing that flashing light. Is that above the horizon?
It's golly gee. I'd have to say that it's kind of in the level of where regular jets and stuff kind of fly. You know what I mean?
Right. But now it was just stationary.
Yeah, a lot of them are stationary.
And I don't believe it was a drone because drones usually have a there you are with your headlights.
No, hon. I apologize. No. That's that's at the cemetery. That's the other one.
Okay,
I sent you like 3 or 4 videos from the cemetery. Yeah, no, that's from the cemetery.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the white thing was what was flying back and forth, but what was flashing down on the ground was on the ground, and the other one that flashes on the ground. And then when that one that was flying up above, which wasn't flying very high because the vehicles, you know what I'm saying? And I was just blown away. And it's like,
yeah, you could
no. And when he went down,
see that.
When he went down, when the white thing went down, everything stopped. And that's when it was like, oh, wowzers, what is this when it's not? Yeah.
Oh, that's a good video right there. I can see it right there. And it looks like it's kind of pulling off to the left. So I like the end of this video right there because you got a nice zoom part of it, to see it a little bit better. Right there, you can see it a little bit better, as it was, I guess you but that is really, really great footage of what you caught.
Thank you.
So that all that happened at the cemetery, huh?
Yes, sir. Yep.
And does it always happen there in that area?
Basically, no. Most of the things that you've seen from me is from right here in my driveway.
Wow. So they're super close by. So yes, here's 3 more photos. The last 3, I believe. So right here you can see the electronic magnetic field on the one on the left. It's a pretty good photo. And the one in the middle, if you look real close, you can actually see a craft. So you can see a saucer-shaped craft right there in the middle. And that one is just these you caught right there in front of your driveway, right?
Yep. Yes, sir. I didn't see them in that regard. It was when I scrolled through my videos.
Oh, okay. That's where they were popping up.
Yep.
Okay.
That's why I go through all my videos. It's amazing.
So the one here, the blue and the blue and the red dot. Now, I saw a video here today there in Missouri, and somebody had this. They're not in the same position. It's a different video, different part of the sky, but it's a blue and red dot flying up in the sky. And they caught, basically, you caught the same thing they did, or both, or vice versa. Y'all both caught the same crafts. I don't know if it was the same day or not. I need to go back and look, but that once I saw that last photo and I started watching that video, I was like, whoa, that's one of the ones that she caught in that area. So,
is that the one that's red, white, and blue?
A lot of people don't know. Yeah, the red and blue.
Okay.
There's a white one above it. I can't see the white part.
Okay. I was going to say, I'll have to find that one. I've got one that's literally. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Yeah. So it's like you live pretty much in a nice hot spot, right?
Yeah.
And that's what we talked about. That's what we talked about earlier. A lot of people don't know that. So if I have another map, but I'm not going to show it today, and it's actually of the West Coast. So on the west side, it's full. On the left side, where this is where Terry Lynch lives, this is where Arizona Gallegos lives, this is where everybody lives, and that whole side is full, just like this on this side. The only parts that are a little empty are the ones who are from Texas straight up. Those are the ones that don't get very much activity there. Of course, that people haven't reported. So and it's just one of those things that. What we always encourage folks is to report the best way you can, wherever you can, so that way we can actually bring this information, this data out to people. Cindy, you've done an amazing job out there. I'm happy. I'm glad you're able to do that. And I'm glad I was able to get in contact with you, since the very beginning. And I know you were posting stuff on Alien Strand. There's just a part there. You have to go to the community part of the page in order to post, because it's a business page. That's the only reason why. Gotcha. But where can people find you if they want to find you and just kind of look at your stuff?
They can join Yeppers.
Yeppers, okay. So it's YEPPERS, right? Yeppers.
Yes.
And that's your personal group. And what I'm going to do is I'll throw a link on there, but you have to be invited, right? That's an invitation only, right?
Yes, at this moment in time. I mean, I can have my niece fix it to where anybody can.
Okay. I'll put the link up anyway, so that way people can start seeing your crafts in your area, because you are in a hot spot. There's a lot of stuff out there, and I'm glad you were able to share this with us today.
Thank you.
Again, Cindy, thank you. And I applaud you for coming on the show. It's not easy. It's not easy to come out and do this. A lot of folks they're shy, they're embarrassed, or they just don't want to put themselves out there. But you know what? You are, and you're giving us much disclosure in that area as well. Cool. So thank you. Thank you for being on the show, Cindy. And we really appreciate you here at Alien Strand.
You're welcome, and happy birthday, and y'all be good and safe.
Yay. All right. Well, we'll talk to you a little bit later, okay? And if you have any more stuff, send it our way, and we'll bring you back on the show again.
There's only one way it'll stop.
That's right. All right, girl. We'll talk to you later. Okay.
All right,
have a good one.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, guys. So that's Cindy Grigsby. A lot of information there. She caught a lot of nice crafts in the sky, out there. And, it's just, I'm just glad you came on the show. And I'm kind of lost for words sometimes, because I get overwhelmed. I get excited, about having folks, bring their information out to you guys. Like I said, if you guys want to, report it or anything, you can go to Terry Lynch's side there, Oregon Ufology Research Team. Go to his group. You could do that there. You can go to Alien Strand. You can send us messages if you want to contact us. Even Cindy now. So I'm going to put her out there. She is one of us. She's one of the team players out there that are trying to get disclosure. She's wondering herself of what she's seeing. And when I think one of these days, if she's going to be able to catch an actual craft up close, to where we're going to get a really good shot, and she's going to be able to have a nice, good story to tell about that as well. Don't forget that we do have, our documentary, The Middle. It's right here. So if you can go to our YouTube channel, hit likes, subscribe, and hit the little bell, so that way when we do go live again, you guys will be the first ones to be notified. We got more shows coming up and a lot more information. So we're going to have Terry on once a week, and we're going to talk about UFOs. We're going to break down some UFOs, and we're going to show you guys a lot of how these crafts work. So there's going to be like part 2s, part 3s of breaking these UFOs down. So, if you guys, here's something new right here. So if you guys like to read books, especially on UFOs, these books right here are free. Nobody's paying me for this or nothing. This is just the books that I've read. The one on the right's UFOs and Aliens, by Hector Z. Gregory. This book, if you're first starting out in ufology and want to know the ins and outs of how everything started, read this book. They're not very long. They're probably about maybe 50, 60 pages, but they're very, very informative, and it gives you a lot of information on how ufology started and the dates. It gives you the Betty Andreasson story. It gives you the Betty and Barney Hill story. It gives you a few stories in there. Of course, the Roswell one, and it's a lot of important things in there in that book, if you're just starting off. So that way you'll be able to start comprehending what's going on in ufology and in the world today of ufology. The one on the left, it's called UFO Unidentified Flying Object. This is a semi-new book, and these are books that you can see on your phone. They're for free. You catch them out there. The one on the left is actually, it shows you videos. It's interactive. So you're able to go in there and watch the videos and how they break things down. So the one on the left is a really good one. I haven't finished it yet. I'm almost done with it. But this one gives you a lot of information on, the military, the aspect of it, Project Blue Book, Hynek, everything that you need to know about everything that happened from the 1940s all the way up to today. A lot of that information is in that book on the left. So my opinion, start on the book on the right, get to know it, go to the book on the left. They're both about the same, 49, 50 pages, not very long, great reads, and they're free. Hey, what can you ask for? Like I said, if you can, check these books out. Thank you, Cindy, for being on the show today. We love you out here. This was a great podcast. We've got a lot of information out there in Missouri. So, don't forget, watch The Middle. It won't be out till about maybe another, I don't know, it could be up to 15 weeks. So right now you can see it on pre-release. It's only $5 right here on ledsfilms.com. Go check that out. Hit a like and subscribe, and tell us how you like the film. But until then, you know what? I really enjoyed today's podcast. You guys have yourselves a good day. Have yourselves a good evening. Have yourselves a good night.
Hi, this is Kelly Green with Realty Executives, Coastal Bend and Corpus Christi, Texas. And you're listening to the Alien Strand podcast with Donald Ledesma. Buying or selling, visit me at kellygreenrealtor.com or visit me on my Facebook page, Kelly Green Realtor. See you there.
It is Ryan here, and I have a question for you. What do you do when you win? Like, are you a fist pumper, a woo-hooer, a hand clapper, a high fiver? I kind of like the high five, but if you want to hone in on those winning moves, check out Chumba Casino. At ChumbaCasino.com, choose from hundreds of social casino style games for your chance to redeem serious cash prizes. There are new game releases weekly, plus free daily bonuses. So don't wait. Start having the most fun ever at ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.